Hey guys, today I'm going to walk you through setting up your analog timer on your Crystal Quest control head. Let's get to it. Before we start, I just want to mention our analog timer can be found on various different control heads we have that are on our tanks anywhere from 3 cubic feet all the way up to 60 cubic feet. Let's get into programming though. First, we're going to want to unplug our control head so we don't accidentally kick our system into a backwash. Now that you got your power disconnected from your system, you're going to want to go ahead and open up your main face cover, and on the inside is where you're going to find your analog timer. Your analog timer is secured to the control head with a hinge on the right side and a spring clip on the top left. To open this up, all you're gonna have to do is pull on the top left corner and your timer will open on that hinge. On the back of your timer, you're gonna find a motor, a few buttons, and a programming wheel. Your programming wheel is what's gonna keep track of the length of each cycle during your backwash. To take this off, we're gonna squeeze the 2 pins in the middle and pull it towards you, and it will come off of the timer itself. Our programming wheel keeps track of the length of each cycle during our backwash based on a group of pins or openings. Your program dial comes preset with a 10-minute backwash, 1 space open for the brine draw, a 10-minute rapid rinse, 1 space open for the brine fill, and 2 pins to stop your cycle. But if you want to add or take away minutes from any of these cycles, all you would have to do is get your pair of pliers and take one of the pins from the middle and add it to the cycle that you want to increase. Like so. Once you get this set, go ahead and place it back on your control head, making sure the notch is facing towards your buttons. Now that we got our program wheel reinstalled on our timer, we can go ahead and turn it around back to the front where we can schedule what time we want it to backwash and what days we want it to backwash on. All you'll need for this is an electrician's screwdriver. On the front knob, you'll notice that one of the grooves is missing. What we're gonna do is spin this knob without pushing on our red button to show the screws behind it. Once you see your first screw, you're going to loosen it just about a 1/4 turn to let go of the paper it's holding on to. And then you'll find your next screw and do the same thing, loosening it just a 1/4 turn. And lastly, there's one more screw we're going to do the same thing to. Now, with all 3 screws loose, you should be able to spin your 24-hour wheel without having to push the red button. Now that our wheel is free, let's go ahead and spin our knob around until we find an arrow. This arrow tells us what time our system is going to go through its backwash cycle. Once you find your arrow in the groove, go ahead and spin your paper so that that arrow is pointing to what time you want your system to backwash at. We recommend about 2 a.m. or anytime overnight so that your system is fresh in the morning. Once that arrow is pointing to the time you want, go ahead and retighten those screws. Just make sure you don't spin that plate while you're spinning your main knob. Once you get all 3 of your screws tightened, go ahead and make sure that your number plate is secured and turn your knob until it clicks into place. Lastly, we need to set our frequency, or how many days in between our backwashes. For that, we're going to look at the bottom right of our timer and we'll see our day wheel. We usually recommend people to start at about once a week. So for that, we're going to push out the 1 and the 7 tab. Every day, this wheel will tick up, and once it's reached its set amount of days between backwashes, in this case, it's 7, it'll send your control head into its backwash cycle. Lastly, all we have to do is set our control head back to the current time of day. To do this, we're going to hold our red button on the front, and then we can spin our 24-hour wheel until our indication arrow is pointing to the current time. Here, it's about 4 p.m., so I'm going to set it to that. All you have to do is plug your control head back in, and you should be good to go. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below, call us, or visit our website at crystalquest.com. Thank you.